When my own nephew called and asked me to take him on a turkey hunt, he said he was interested in it, he wanted to go. You know, I jumped all over the opportunity.
You know, it's crazy getting set up and, you know, a ton of anticipation because we were sitting at a spot where we could, you know, we knew he was right there, but we couldn't really see him yet. I was set up, you know, just trying to like.
Many people are turning to old world skills like hunting and fishing to help supplement and, in some cases, eliminate buying meat from the store. There is a hunger for skills that, as outdoors people, we can sometimes take for granted. The knowledge to track and harvest our next meal is becoming more critical by the day. As sportsmen, it's our job to pass on our experience and teach those who are willing to learn the crucial skills needed to survive on their own.
I got started hunting when I was 31 years old. My family didn't hunt. Nobody ever hunted that I knew. And I had a log home upstate and met this guy, Carl Hanwalker, and tasted venison at his house. And it was, I don't know, something just clicked. And just going out and learning to shoot the bow and harvest your own food kind of intrigued me. It was just something I thought that was pretty cool. So when my son came to me and said he wanted to learn to hunt, look, my son has traveled the world with me, running camera, you know, great guy. So when he came to me and said he'd like to learn to hunt, and we started out with deciding turkey would be a cool thing for him to do, I was all in to get that set up and see if we can get that done.
You're only going to get so many opportunities to get a chance on a bird. So when the opportunity does come, you need to make sure that you're ready, you need to make sure you're prepared, and you need to make sure that you're ready to do your job.
You owe it to that animal to be at your best if you're going to be shooting a bow, which is going to mean 12 months of practice. And just to watch him shoot was pretty rewarding to see his dedication to shooting. You got him, dude. You got him, man.
Awesome.
That's wild, bro.
Wow.
I've eaten meat and never thought twice about where it came from. When I made a shot on that turkey, that really brought it full circle for me, and that this animal gave its life, and that it was my duty to respect it and harvest it properly.
Passing on the knowledge to hunt and harvest our own food has been paramount to our survival for hundreds of thousands of years.
That piece on the end.
As our society grows more dependent on technology, many young people do not grow up being exposed to the deep connection to nature and survival that hunting offers. Passing on the knowledge we have as sportsmen is more important now than ever before.
12 years ago, two friends of mine started the Mohawk Valley Youth Turkey Contest, and it's been a real luxury of mine to be able to be part of this, donating some game calls of mine every year.
I saw how much effort that Brian and Jarrett put into this organization and helping these young people out and getting them into the outdoors. You know, it just means a lot. It seems to me that we've almost passed a generation on passing these traits down to these young people. And when you have an involvement like this, you see how many people came out for this event. It's encouraging to see that many people come out to an event like this. Just helping all these young people, getting them in the outdoors, and get to experience everything that we love.
Just having the luxury to take a youth out, I really enjoy taking the kids out in the field and giving them the opportunity to experience everything that we get to do in the field.
Good morning.
And the youth contest in New York State is the weekend before our regular season opens, which is the month of May in New York. So it's that weekend before where we have virgin called birds, untouched, and usually it's a lot of action.
For the last 20 years, I've taken at least one youth every single season, which Gus was a part of last season for the Mohawk Valleys tournament. I feel that turkey hunting is a much better break-in than deer hunting for turkey hunting because, for one, it's very active. You're communicating with wildlife. It's always something going on. There's no downtime like sitting in a deer stand just waiting patiently. It's always active hunting, which keeps children interested. So, which they hold every year. It's a phenomenal event. And it just grows bigger and bigger every year. It's so vitally important to get our youth into hunting, and turkey hunting is just an excellent way to do that.
That was awesome. Jarrett is this amazing outdoorsman, and to watch him work with these young people, and Brian too, they're both amazing with the kids, and seeing these young people that Jarrett had mentored 5 or 10 years before come back and be involved in this event, it was just a plus. It's like a big family of all the people that were at this event, and just had a great time. When my own nephew called and asked me to take him on a turkey hunt, he said he was interested in it and he wanted to go. I jumped all over the opportunity, but I wanted guys who had experience teaching people. I love to do my hunts, and I do things my own way, and I don't know if I'm the best teacher. I know I inspire some people to do stuff, but I don't know if I'm the best teacher. So when I brought my nephew up to do this hunt, I got Andrew Noble and I got Brian involved in this. Jared was also there. So I got all these people who I respect in the industry, guys who I hunt with. It was great. It was like, again, we had a whole team of people working on this hunt to get him his first turkey.
Hunting for me was really just learning about getting out there and, starting to kind of appreciate some of the differences between the life that we currently lead in, in society with the technology that we have and stuff like that, and, kind of getting in touch with the outdoors and really learning about the different animals that are out there and kind of seeing like I said, the differences that exist between us and them, and the senses that they have, the natural instinct that they have that I think in a lot of ways we don't really use anymore in society. So that was kind of a big motivation for me when it came to hunting.
So my nephew Michael has ROTC experience, so he's familiar with firearms. I didn't think that was going to be that far of a stretch for him to learn to turkey hunt, since, like I said, he already has that experience. He's also duck hunted, so he had some experience with shooting at a live animal. But I wanted him to get the full experience from Brian making his handmade calls. Actually, we made a call for Michael, learning to use it, getting out early, getting in the field, scouting, try to roost a bird the night before, and then put the whole experience together, and hopefully he'd get a turkey.
Well,
How many pellets you got in it?
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 15 on a dead bird.
We just pattered in the shotguns, and I'm really excited to do some turkey hunting. It'll be my first time, but I think it's gonna go well.
So once Michael got there, Brian started making a call for Michael. Slate call is not that difficult to learn to use. You're just trying to imitate the cadence that you want to fool an old gobbler, but no matter what, having hands-on and him calling for himself was going to be a big thing for me.
So we're going to turn out a pot call on the lathe today, and this is Paduke wood, and this is an exotic species of lumber. Every species of lumber is going to have a different density, so they're all going to create a different tone.
To see Brian making the call that he was going to use, learning to use it, just understanding a little bit about the cadence and calling, I thought that was part of the whole overall turkey experience.
All right, so I'm going to talk about 3 different sounds, 3 different types of calls that we're going to replicate what the hen does. But what we need to learn how to do first is hold the call. So we never want to touch the surface. When we have oils on the surface of the call, it's going to add a lubricant, and we're going to have an audible imperfection. So always hold it on the sides of the call or the bottom of the call, whatever's most comfortable. Another important thing.
Using a slate call is not that difficult to learn to do, but you really want to learn the proper cadence, trying to get an old gobbler to come to you, leave his hens, possibly be looking for a hen. It's all part of the experience, and it doesn't happen overnight, but I thought that he was on the right track to get him started. Small circles.
What are you thinking? Loving it. Excited. Gonna get something soon. Nothing yet, but soon. I feel it.
I've been turkey hunting now since I was 15 years old, so I've got a few seasons under my belt. I run the local chapter for the NWTF here in Schoharie County, also sit on the New York State Board for the NWTF. Turkey hunting really is my passion. I didn't grow up in a hunting family, so I relied on mentors, and the mentors were really big in helping get me started in hunting and fishing and living my outdoor lifestyle, and it's the easiest way for me to give back.
We were at a point where we'd been out for a little while, and it was starting to seem like maybe we set up wrong, maybe they're not responding to the calls that we're doing or the decoys that we have set up, and then Brian heard it from way off, and I didn't even hear it. I really thought he was just trying to get my hopes up.
You saw that dip? Did you just hear that? Yeah.
It's crazy getting set up and a ton of anticipation because we were sitting at a spot where we could, we knew he was right there, but we couldn't really see him yet. Yeah, no, my heart was pounding. I was, I was set up, just trying to don't blow it. You're right there.
Dumped them both. Good shot, kid.
Great feeling though, really exciting. Obviously got a good result out of it, just an all-around good experience.
What do you think, Mike?
Crazy, absolutely wild.
Came out of nowhere, man. We heard him, but it was like he came in silent for a while.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I didn't hear him at first. He said, I think I heard it. I was like, I don't know if I heard it.
I thought Brian was pulling our leg. You know how Brian is, man,
Yeah.
But congratulations, buddy. First turkey.
Appreciate it.
The last, man.
Hopefully.
Drew him quite
Many
a ways.
more with you people.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, love
Thanks for the help,
love
guys.
getting new people into the sport. It's what we need.
Comes the transition from the actual hunt into cleaning the bird and then going on to eating it. It was a little different. Like I said, I do have some experience with hunting. I did do a lot of duck hunting before this, and I had eaten those birds. And I think at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to getting in touch with that idea that something is dead so that you can be alive. When you go out and you buy food, that's not any different. We're very removed from some of those processes now. And it's not that you want to necessarily be super engaged. It may be something that makes you uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, I think it's important that we recognize when you're consuming something was alive that's not anymore, and that's for your benefit so that you can be alive now. And I think that the process of actually killing the bird, cleaning it, and then eating it really brings you in touch with that whole process. And I think that's something important that we recognize, that you have that appreciation, that this is something's life that's not here anymore, that is feeding your life currently, and you're going to be part of that process in the end.
Perfect. Good.
Myself coming back from an injury like that, rehabbing. I've never had a serious injury that put me down the way this did. And to come back from that and to relearn everything that you've known for years, reshooting your bow. I took a low poundage bow and I started working on it slowly, got myself back up to be able to shoot that bow and take it out for turkey season. So turkey season was a strange one for me. I used a crossbow on one of the first hunts, took a nice bird. I went back to my compound bow, ended up shooting 2 more birds, but it was just a difficult season just to deal with this, but it was probably my most rewarding season because when you have an injury or something that keeps you down and you get back into the field again, you have a new appreciation for everything that you're doing out there. You don't realize what you have till it's gone. And that's an old saying, but it's true. I had surgery on this arm. I just started shooting my bow again, and I'm shooting my son's bow actually, which lighter poundage is like 52 pounds. Real lucky. Just a magnificent bird and a great hunt. So there's an old saying that says what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's not necessarily true. Hard work makes you stronger. Yes, this injury didn't kill me, but it really did put me down. So I have a lot of work to do to get myself back in the field. And I think that's what I take away from this season, especially turkey season, since that was the first animal that I hunted again with my compound bow. It put me back in the field where I wanted to be with the weapon of my choice.
Awesome morning, great turkey bird.
So to finish up a turkey season, taking 1 with the crossbow, taking 2 with the compound bow, getting to be out there with my nephew, involved in some youth hunts. It was an overall rewarding turkey season. And like I said, it just meant so much more to me coming back from this injury and getting back in the field.